Riding in winter doesn't have to suck. Yes, you can be shivering on the freeway and you're fogging up in your visors and sweating in your thermals, but here is a bunch of tips that help make it more comfortable on your winter rides. Cheap thermals do work well. At 7 AM in the morning when you're freezing cold, they will keep you warm. However, at 10 AM when things start to warm up, you're gonna feel like a walking microwave. I use the ADV Works thermals that I got from Adventure Moto. Now, I bought them full price, mind you. Max must have been there that day. The key to good thermals is merino wool. Make sure you get a good pair because they help regulate the heat, not just keep you warm. The thing about winter riding in Australia, unless you're in the Alpine region, it is going to warm up during the day. You can start in your low single digits and then end up in the 20s. Yes, I've used the middle aisle Aldi specials as well, and yes, they're great when you're cold. However, when you stop for lunch and you're in a sweaty stew of thermals, no one wants the smell of that over their $30 snitty. Winter gloves are an obvious choice. However, you also want to make sure you pack your summer gloves as well. Winter gloves are fantastic when you're on the freeway and the numbness in the hands, like you've been sitting on for half an hour, it doesn't really matter so much. However, once you go off-road, then you want to be able to get that nice touchy feeling in your handlebars. No one's going to tell you that these handlebar covers look great. However, they're bloody awesome. My father-in-law fitted some to my bike when it was stored at his place, and I have to admit, I tried them thinking they're like the Crocs of the adventure world. Ugly as sin, but once you've had them, you never go back. Neck warmers, not only do they look classy, they're actually functional as well. They're the difference between feeling not cold and actually feeling warm. Stops any of the wind getting down in between whatever you're wearing under your jacket. Speaking of which, those inner layers that came with your jacket, ditch them, get rid of them. They may have felt nice and warm and toasty when you're in the showroom in a nice climate controlled area. However, there's a couple of downsides to them. One is you can only wear them when they're zipped into your jacket. So once it gets hot, how do you get rid of them? Your best option is to layer with a nice down jacket like this. Now there's two reasons for that. One is the material in this is far superior. You know, a nice goose down or something like that is going to really make the difference. It's worth investing in. Or a nice warm jumper. The advantage of that is that once it starts to warm up, then you can get rid of it. You can layer down when it gets hot. And the other big advantage is you've got something to wear when you go to the pub that night or you're sitting around the campfire. You know what else is really cool? Seeing where you're going. Now, adventure riding in winter obviously sometimes means the best parts of peering through a visor that's all fogged up so you can try and spot a pothole in the middle of nowhere. Best way to combat that, pair of goggles, nice and cheap, doesn't need to be expensive. Nice ventilation is what makes the difference here. So you pop your visor open when you need to, you can still see where you're going. The other option is pin locks. I've had mixed results with them, but it also depends on the helmet itself and what sort of ventilation it has. If you're really going to commit to riding through winter because you're a part of the cool club and you're a peasant who didn't buy a BMW, then heated grips is the way to go. Heated grips was actually the first accessory I fitted to my first bike, believe it or not. But my Tenere 660 came with heated grips. Plenty of brands out there that you can buy aftermarket. But yes, they may in fact be a little bit of a placebo, but that psychological feeling of nice warm hands is definitely a good thing. Combine that with the previously mentioned handlebar covers and your hands will be as warm as that dodgy sausage roll sitting in the servo that's been there for however many days. It's also not always about products, sometimes it's just about planning ahead. Nothing will make you colder than riding the full length of Bells on a road, so why not stop halfway and warm up for a little bit? Nothing will warm you up quicker than sitting at the lights for 30 seconds longer than you expected because Grandma didn't notice the little green non-gender specific person light. Winter riding isn't just about being warm, it's about staying comfortable. So pack smart, layer smarter, and don't suffer for the sake of looking cool. There's nothing that'll ruin an adventure ride more than not being able to feel your fingers.